Hi, I'm David Meehan with Tracks and Roots. In this video, we're going to do something a little different and respond to some comments that we recently received on one of our Facebook posts about our foraging and feasting class. So, in this series of comments, Shavana accuses us of pillaging the landscape. She asks if we're uplifting Black or Indigenous people who have been sharing these practices, meaning foraging, for centuries, and asks why anyone would listen to a white lady in Short Pump about foraging and what there is to forage in Short Pump anyway. So what are you foraging? Starbucks? All right. So first off, on pillaging the landscape. Well, this is the actual place where we teach the foraging and feasting class. And as you can see, this landscape is not pillaged. We have all kinds of things. We have all kinds of things right here within view of me right now. We got Indian strawberry, violet. We have wild onion. And behind me, there's oak trees, blackberry bushes, all this kind of stuff. And we've been foraging here for years. So no, we are not pillaging the landscape. The plants that we harvest, many of them are common and weedy. All right, so by weedy, I mean these are plants that deal well with disturbance and the presence of human beings. Okay, so much like foxes and raccoons are animals that do well, even in urban areas, a lot of these plants, including many of the ones I just mentioned, they do very well in areas that have been disturbed by agriculture or construction or other sorts of human activity. All right, we do not forage rare or endangered plants. Indeed, rare and endangered plants are kind of hard to find. That's sort of the point with rare and endangered. We don't teach them because we just teach the things that are easy to find. Also, much of the harvesting that we do is minimally damaging. So if you're taking a few leaves off of a plant, if you're picking the berries, harvesting some nuts off the ground, you are not going to kill the plant. We also teach rules for foraging and managing the landscape so that there's plenty of that plant for the wildlife and for other foragers. All right, as for the second point about Black and Indigenous people having shared these practices for centuries, foraging is a common human heritage for all of humanity. The practice of gathering plants for food and medicine, this predates the concept of races and any sort of differences in appearance that underlie that concept. So it's just a human thing, and it's not true that one race is just better than another. Now, if you grew up in Papua New Guinea, in the highlands of Papua New Guinea, foraging plants to survive, you're probably going to be better at it, but that's not a result of race. That's a result of your experience. All right, as for the third point, why would anyone listen to a white lady in Short Pump about foraging? And what exactly are you foraging anyway? Starbucks? Well, there's actually plenty to forage in populated areas. As I said, a lot of these plants are the ones that do well in not just where humans are, but in areas that have been disturbed, even heavily disturbed, by the presence of humans. So I think we should go out and demonstrate that. Anyway, let's forage not for Starbucks, but at Starbucks. Here's purple dead nettle, and right next to it, its close relative and look-alike, henbit. And here we have some dandelion. Just a few feet away, chickweed. Burdock. And down here are some blackberries. Hairy bittercress, right next to the sidewalk and the lamppost at an intersection. Wild onion. Just have the leaf here. I'm not going to dig it up because I don't think they'd appreciate it. What else? Okay, so that's just a few of the things that we teach, but hopefully you have a better idea now. So in foraging and feasting, we show you a dozen or so common wild edible plants that you can forage confidently on your own, and then we work together to harvest them and prepare several dishes, including simple things like salad greens, cooked greens, and teas, but also more complex dishes like chicken of the woods risotto and autumn olive meringue pie. So if that sounds like fun to you, you should come on out and take the class, especially if you're one of those people who thinks, the only thing to forage in short pump must be Starbucks. It'd be really eye-opening. You'll learn a lot. All right? So hopefully we'll see you out here soon. Bye.